Hi, I'm Tatyana Fittipaldi. I'm a change management strategist and a certified professional coach. In this channel, we make videos to help global leaders, multicultural professionals, and expatriates improve their productivity, their effectiveness, and overall leadership in business and in life. If that sounds for you, click that subscribe button now. In today's workshop, we will discuss about the 5 stages in the expatriation process, how it relates to regular transition processes, what are some of the hinder and success factors, what's the company role in all this, and what can, for example, both companies and individuals gain from the expatriation opportunities. So this workshop is packed with a bunch of information if you are considering to understand more about what to expect from an expatriation process. So what are some of the expatriation challenges? In other words, what are some of the challenges people have when they go live in a different country? So usually when you go abroad, to live abroad, you either were relocated or you decided to go there and find a new job. So having a new job, a new location, a new office, working with new teammates, these all can be a challenge. Having a partner who has to give up their jobs in their original countries or a career in order to relocate with you. Sometimes it's also very challenging to be separated from loved ones like family and friends. Also, you have the fact that occupying a new residence and all the processual challenges we have with that, all the paperwork, how to do mortgages, things are different in different countries. Also, we have changing the family routine. When you go to a different country, your routine can be completely different, either because you have, your kids having to adapt to a school with a new language, or because you have to adapt to the new language, or maybe it's the food. So your routine will be very different. You will also have change in financial status. So your purchase power, in other words, the amount of things you could buy with the same amount of money in one country may differ from country to country. And this is a very economical concept, but what I want to highlight here is that there are differences in financial aspects when you move from one country in another. For example, in some countries, you have to build something called the credit score, and you have to build it from zero, and you can only have access to loans or certain things if you have a good credit score. So having to build it from scratch makes you, have to have some time until you build that credit score. It's tough. You don't get to get that loan, or you don't get to have the access of certain things you want. So it could be quite challenging. Of course, there's also the cultural conflict. Going to a different country, you will, see different cultural aspects, and you might find it difficult, for example, to fit in. You will see also a change in social environment and social lifestyles. In one country, it might be quite okay to, go out after hours and hang out with your coworkers. And in other countries, they might be focused in something else. There are many different social life styles depending on what country you're going to. And that can be very challenging for a lot of people. There's also the feelings of uncertainty, especially if you're, going to a country and you're applying to a permanent residency and that country is making your life harder to get that, you might feel very uncertain. You might not know if you'll be able to stay there. You won't know how you can plan for your life. It can be very, very hard time. There might be some identity loss. Sometimes we identify a lot with certain things, people, and places that are around us. And when we subtract that from our life, we feel we lost our identity. There's a lot of work in terms of, finding your own identity, your authenticity. And that's what I work with a lot of expatriates on in my coaching sessions. But this can be very hard for many people. Affiliation is usually something very important. There's also something that is very common, and it's a barrier for many expatriates, which is the language. Sometimes they go to a different country or their partners go along with them and they don't speak the local language, and that can be very challenging for them to connect with people or even to do their work properly. Sometimes there's a lot of feelings of isolation. They don't feel, they don't have their friends, handy, and they don't hang out with friends. Or sometimes it takes some time to build a new network of friends or people you hang out with. So sometimes people feel quite isolated, and that can be very, very challenging. The money management aspect, which is related also to the financial status that I also talked about. So as I said, dealing with differences in purchase power can be very challenging. In one country, it was easy, for example, to hire a housekeeper, and the other in another country, hiring a housekeeper is out of the question. It's so expensive that is out of the question. And that can be challenging to adjust if you were very used to that kind of service, for example. So this is just one example, and we might have many different things happening in people's lives that are affected due to purchase power. Finding a network of providers. So yeah, imagine this, you go to a different country. The person, your dentist that you went since you were 5 years old, you cannot go to the dentist anymore. So you will have to find new people, new providers in every aspect of your life. And sometimes it's challenging. We have to find people that we trust. So this also is quite a challenge. This one is really big. Role conflict can be quite challenging. So sometimes we have expatriates that come to new countries and their role change. Maybe before they were the main providers, and now in this new country they are the stay-at-home dad or mom. So these changes in role can be very, very challenging. Stay tuned for more reviews, interviews, training, tips, and information in this channel. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you soon. I wish you well, and thank you so much for watching.